Okay, so let's get to real things. Things that are even truer than the things that I've already told you. In life, we're responsible for the progress of our lives. And even when we think that blame or responsibility rests on other people, it tends to not rest entirely. And we all are responsible for how we react to things. When you dream, you may simulate in your mind things that will never happen to you. And I'm telling you, when you do those things in your dream, you are morally responsible for them. Assuming you don't think it's a dream, you are acting as you would act. Now, in our world, we don't walk around in a haze. We have a lot more awareness of things in this world when we're awake. And yet, our ability to affect change is limited. And we all come into this show fairly ignorant about the world. So generally, we look at things in terms of this. When you're young, you make mistakes. As you get older, you fix and correct what mistakes you can and continue to improve yourself. That is what growing up and being a man, being a woman, actually is. Now, I don't know when people actually become responsible for themselves. When I was 13, I considered myself a man. I knew religion, I knew math, I had friends, I aspired to things. I was planning my life. Now, in the midst of being a child, I made mistakes. But then other times, things happened to me where I wasn't in control of things, but afterwards, I was. Does that make sense? So, things can happen to you as a child that are not really within your capabilities to resolve. But you will get older, and unless you're forgetful, unless you're amnesiac, you should remember what happened to you. You should accept what happened to you, and then you should take steps, actions, as a man to make sure that those things do not happen to other people. And upon this, responsibility sits and rests. Now, I've given it a lot of thought. I have seen actual evidence of how I behaved in this questionable period of time, and I feel that it was me. I feel that it was me in a very deep way, and that I was responsible for everything that happened, even though none of it should have happened. Okay? Now, how I dealt with it was I was a child. I was young. I basically convinced myself that it didn't happen like that I was confused about things. And then as evidence accumulated, as there were more and more indications that I was wrong and that it did happen and that it was a problem that needed addressing, I looked at my resources, I looked at the terrain, and I said, can't do anything about it, assuming it happened. Now this happens a lot. This happens a lot in families. This happens a lot in schools. This happens a lot in cults. And yet, I think back on it and I am heartbroken with myself because I'm a man right now. I know what I have to do. I know where my responsibilities lie. And honestly, I can't fix this. This is not something that I can fix with money. This is not something that I can fix with power. This isn't even something that I can fix with repentance. It is simply something that was taken from me. And I have no way to get it back. I have no way to right the wrong. And furthermore, I can't establish that if I could, that things would be better or worse. And that is life. Judgment is difficult in life. Experimentation is perilous. Art goes on forever and ever. These are just sayings. But I'm telling you that judgment is difficult in life. And yet we have to judge. We have to make decisions. We have to take ownership of our lives. Now, I wanted to set this up as Kevin is extraordinary. Kevin is a hero. Kevin deserves a piece of history, a footnote. And I was going to do it through comedy. I was going to do it through mirth. I was going to do it through stories. And yet, the cold, hard truth is that I am a broken man, that I have been broken for a long time, and that it extends back to when I was 13 and 14 years old, when I let people older and more competent than me manage my life, channel my actions, and produce results that are to me today intolerable. So intolerable that I'm telling you, even as I talk about it, I have walled myself off from it. I cannot face what has actually been taken from me. I cannot deal what was actually stolen from me. And I cannot accept my own role within it, because to do this would result in me just crying in this bathroom. And I can't cry in this bathroom. I can't cry in this bathroom for the same reason that I can't be afraid. People depend on me. Trying to fix that mistake requires that I be in charge. Trying to fix that problem requires that I wall myself off from my own emotions and from my own personal history. I will not be giving you an actual biography of who I am. I'm Lyn's kid. That's about all I'll give you. But I can tell you this, you're someone's kid. Things have happened to you. Half of it you did not deserve. Half of it was put on you as a child. And I'm telling you, it don't matter. It doesn't matter how unfair it is. It doesn't matter how unjust it is. You have to fix your own houses. You have to fix your own families. And if you don't, this will keep on going. The problems that happen to you will continue to progress down the ages. So we're responsible to the future generations to meet our own paths, to accept that we are not heroes, to accept that we are not actually the main characters even in our own lives, but we are the protagonist.